Hey you guys, what's up? This is Brandon, and this is my movie review of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Now, I wanted to watch this because this was a movie from back in the very late 80s. I think it was 1989. Came out. It was popular during my childhood, but I never watched it. A lot of people talked about it, I think, when I was a kid. Like a lot of my friends, I guess, when I was 6 or 7, would talk about the movie, but I'm just like, when you're 6 or 7, you really don't care. But, I mean, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was just one of those movies that people remember from back in their childhoods, but it was one that I never actually watched when I was a kid. I never ended up getting around to watching it until now. I wanted to watch it. I'm like, okay, this is one I never watched in my childhood. I've heard a lot about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, so I watched it. That's all I gotta say. You know, it was made for kids. It was made for kids. So I'm just obviously like watching it, like picking it apart every chance I get. And it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrific, but it wasn't good either. It was just meh. It was just meh because, I mean, the concept is interesting where the scientist, Mr. Zelensky, shrinks his kids down to microscopic size, and they have to end up surviving until he can figure out a way to make them big again. And some of the stuff, like, in the movie didn't make sense. There's, like, a scene where they're microscopic in size and they're going through the yard to try and get back to the house, and the chick who, there's, like, the 2 neighbor kids got shrank, and then the 2, like, actual kids got shrank. And there's, like, she's like a taller girl, and there's a boy that's like a little bit shorter than her. She falls down into the water. She like drowns, or is drowning, and then the boy goes in to save her. He's shorter than her. He's just standing up on his 2 feet, and he just like reaches down and grabs her. I'm like, how is she drowning if he can stand on his 2 feet and she just falls in and she's taller than him? It doesn't make any sense. And it's like, and then there's like a spot with like a lawnmower, and the blades are going, and they get sucked up, and they don't get cut by the blades. And I'm just like, a lot of it didn't make sense. I mean, and it was late 1980s acting, so a lot of it was just like kind of cringy. I'm just like, oh, watching it, you know, I'm just like, But it is what it is. It's a harmless movie. It's a harmless movie. A harmless, shut your brain off for an hour and a half movie. I mean, there's some decent, I guess, scenes in there. It is interesting to see the kids trying to get back to the house when they're in the yard, and the yard to them is like a jungle because they are microscopic in size. So every blade of grass is like huge to them. It's like a tree to them. And they, you know, have used their resources to get back to the house. Somehow they don't get stepped on. Somehow they don't get killed by like other bugs or anything. They like befriend an ant that does not kill them for some reason. I know it's a kids movie, so it's not going to kill them, but I'm still like, just like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. And like the way the kids got shrank, the explanation for like how it, like, because he made the machine and it would blow up everything. So it wasn't working, excuse me. It wasn't working. It would blow up things and it wouldn't shrink them. He didn't know how to do it. And then the afternoon, the kid hits the baseball through the guy's window, and the baseball landing on the machine somehow makes it work and shrink things. I'm just like, how in the world does that work? How does that work? How does that work? How does that work? And they gave the explanation at the end, but it still didn't make any sense. It didn't. The only notable actor in this, I didn't even talk about the actors. The only notable actor that I know in this is Rick Moranis. That's the only one I know from this movie. He was decent enough in it. But yeah, the story, it could have been more interesting. It could have been more well thought out, but it was for kids, and It didn't make a lot of sense, but I don't think they were trying to make it make a lot of sense since it was for kids, so that's okay. I am gonna watch the next one, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, I think, and then Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, I think, is the last one, but I'm gonna watch those two, no matter how good or bad they are. You know, once I start a series, I gotta finish it. So that's just how I am when I watch things. But for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, gets a D. I never watched it again, but it is what it is. I will watch Honey, I Blew Up the Kid next. I don't know when that'll be. Because on Sunday, I want to watch Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and do a review of that, because it'll be 25 years since Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was published in the United States. It was June 26, 2000 June 26, 1997 was when it was published. So June 26, in a couple days of 2022 will be 25 years. So I'm going to be doing a review for that movie. But so I give Honey, I Shrunk the Kids a D. If you've seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, if you remember any of it, please let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Also, if this is your first time viewing, please click that subscribe button for more. This is Brandon. Thanks for watching. Peace.